Hey Seeker, thank you so much for tuning in. So this is a requested video from one of my seekers who commented a while back asking if I can do a book recommendation. And I thought it was a great idea. So far I didn't get to, it just didn't come to it. But now suddenly I really felt inspired. I was like, I think I want to do that recommendation thing. And I don't know, maybe it's the whole Mercury retrograding in Pisces that I'm feeling very deeply, taking me back to my childhood memories and the things that, really affected my personality and character and kind of became a part of me. And when it comes to books, well, hi, you might not understand what it says, but this says in Hebrew, Pollyanna by Eleanor Porter. So this is a translation to Hebrew. This is actually the original copy that I've been carrying with me for a really, really long time. Like I think since I know how to read or something like that. I've read this book countless of times, more than once, more than twice, probably more than 10. There were times in my life where I read it repeatedly. Sorry if I sound a little crazy, but you should keep in mind that I was a real bookworm, and this was just one of the books. I mean, I can mention so many. It was very hard for me to choose one, but this is definitely the most meaningful. From Gone with the Wind to Count of Monte Cristo to The Little Prince and The Alchemist, and I can really go on and on with books that have affected my life. Books in generally affected my life. But so Pollyanna, let me put this aside so I can focus on talking to you guys. Most of you may have read it because it's a classic. Those of you who haven't, please read it. If you have children, read it to them or let them read it, because I can generally say I think this book saved my life. And if not my life, then my soul. It was challenging growing up. It's challenging for all of us to grow up. But for me, everybody has their story. I have mine. And I've had my challenges and my difficulties and a lot of moments of feeling alone in the world. And this story is about, oh my God, I don't want to get emotional. Okay, so Pollyanna is about a little girl named Pollyanna, and she lost her mother at a very early age, and shortly after she also lost her father. So at a very early age she became an orphan, and they had her stay for a while in an orphanage, and from there they had her sent to her aunt's to live with her aunt, and that's where she grew up. Now, between the time of her mother's passing and her father's passing, she was very close with her father, and her father taught her this game that has become such a big part of me that I wasn't even aware it has become a part of me. It's like you're not aware, you're not conscious of the fact that your hair is black or that your eyes are gray. You just walk with it, That's how much it became a part of me, became a part of my character, this game. So much so that I'm doing this until today, these days. I've been doing it for my entire life. And for years I wasn't even aware of that until I made one day the connection, because I came back to this book after I was already a grown-up, and I read it and it just clicked. It clicked. Everything I do to kind of connect it. It's like, wow, that book really affected me apparently. He taught her a game that is called the happy game. In Hebrew, it's Mishak HaSimcha, the game of happiness. And it's a game that is sometimes easy to play. When happy things happen, then it's easy to be happy, right? But when not so happy things happen, ooh, that's when the challenges truly begin. And that's when you really need to focus hard to be able to play the game properly. Basically, the rules are simple. It's just that the execution isn't so simple. The rules are Find something positive that makes you happy and truly makes you smile, no matter the situation, no matter the circumstances, whatever happens. Stop and think, what in this situation is good and makes me happy? To give an example for how hard this game could be, other than what you can already imagine, there is a part in the book where she, and this is not a, this is not going to ruin the book for you, trust me. But it's just, it's a great symbolism. So there's a part where she's at the orphanage, and they're getting like the kids over there are getting donations. Okay, people will send them boxes like clothes, toys, and all that stuff. And this is at a stage, I believe, I hope I'm not making a mistake, and if I am a little bit, then it doesn't matter. Focus on the essence, okay? I believe it's at a stage where her father is still alive, and that's when he's teaching her the game. It might be at a stage where it's after he dies, and then she's only practicing the game, but either way, that's not the point. But she's getting this box, one of the donation boxes, and that's the one that was given to her in that orphanage. And she opens it up super excited. She's really, really excited to see what's in it, like when you open a gift wrap. So she opens it up, super excited, and her face drops because it's a cane. A walking cane. And she expected to see a doll, or makeup, or a cloth, or something fun. But she got a cane. So her first response was really sad and disappointed to get a walking cane. Like, what is she going to do with that? There's nothing she can do with that. And that's where either her father reminds her or she reminds herself, and she stops and she thinks, what's great about me receiving this crotch or this cane? And she realizes, and then a big smile comes up on her face, and she realizes there's nothing I can do with it. A second ago, there's nothing I can do with it. Like, it was upsetting, but now there's nothing I can do with it. She doesn't need it. Her legs are fine. She's healthy, and she can walk, and she can use both her legs. She has no need of a cane. And she started laughing and be like, there's nothing I can do with it. So this is just one example out of many. And this book is there's more in it than just the game, but that's the thing that kind of leads the story and leads the lesson. And today, when someone refers to someone as a Pollyanna, they refer to someone, it means someone that nothing, no hardship or a strike of fate can ever take away their smile. And here's the thing that I want you to understand. This is not about being delusional or detached or not understanding. She knows what this cane is about. She understands that there's nothing she can do with it. She can't play with it. But that's exactly the thing that makes her so happy. There's nothing she can do with it because she doesn't need it. She has her legs. And you can apply that to anything, basically. You just need to have imagination and originality. And sometimes it gets really hard. But I notice that I do it now automatically. I think back on my life that was full of wonder and magic and miracle, but also with trauma and fear and flat out horrible things sometimes, as we all. I'm not trying to, play anything different or special. We all have our story, right? But the difference is that every glass is half empty and half full. If you choose to say there's nothing I can do with it, you're right. And if you choose to say there's nothing I can do with it, you're right. This is not a matter of whether or not you're right or wrong about the situation. This is not a matter of, is this situation truly negative or truly positive? This is about perception, perspective, how you choose to look at it. and therefore how you choose to respond to it and what you choose to make of it. Because life will never be perfect. We live in a dual world, right? A cane is not a toy, but a cane is also, oh my God, I don't need it because I have my legs. It's both of these things. And it's neither. And it all depends on how you choose to look at it. And from there, the sensation, the emotional sensation, can really transform your life and the situation. Because if every situation you are right when you see the glass half empty, therefore respond to it emotionally, and your frequency goes down, then you live that type of life, and that is what it does to you. But if that same situation is actually the glass half full, because that's what you choose to focus on, that's the emotional response that you have. Something more, a sensation that is more uplifting. And it's also not a lie, it's not false. I'm not saying deny the situation. Understand it. Just find the truth in it that is most benefic to you. What is it that you have to learn from this? What is it that you've learned from the situation? How you have evolved from the situation? What did you gain from the situation? Okay, you learned what you didn't want because you were hurt or betrayed or disappointed with something that didn't work out. Okay, you learned what you don't want anymore. You learned what to not look for anymore. It also helped you turn your gaze into something that could potentially be better for you, whether it be a job, a relationship, a neighborhood to live in, anything. Anything really. It's from the smallest things to the biggest things. And I can tell you there were times in my life it was very, very hard for me to play the game. But it stuck so deep in my head. I believe this book is genuinely a big part of who I am today. It's a big part of my essence. And I'm very grateful to Miss Eleanor Porter for writing this book. So this is for you and this is for your children. Okay, this book has no age. Seriously, it is so spiritual. It is so, so spiritual. So Pollyanna, you can find it anywhere. It's a classic. And if you've read it before a long, long time ago, go back to reading it again. And let me know your thoughts. Something else came up now. Other than the book, I want to have another recommendation. So that was in regards to Pollyanna. I would like to also recommend a TV show, actually. And again, there's so many shows that I love. It's endless. But something that is in specific, I think can just help you and your kids once again. Sorry, tea break. And we're talking about books and television. Of course, I'm going to drink tea. Okay. So, and excuse my voice. I just came out of a cold. So, there is a show that many of you must have heard of, or maybe have even seen. It's called Once Upon a Time. I've watched it on Netflix. So, if you're wondering where you can watch it, definitely Netflix. Once Upon a Time is a show about fairy tales. It basically takes all our known myths, legends, fairy tales, heroes, princes and princesses, dragons and dragon slayers, the good and the bad, and everything is in between, that is in between that we know of, and it uses the characters to build a story, a plot that contains all of these amazing characters, from Snow White and Prince Charming to Robin Hood to, oh my God, everything and anything. And this show has like 7 seasons, so it stretches for, like, you know, you have Beauty and you have the Beast, all of it. Peter Pan. Now, what they do there, that's the thing I love about it most, other than the element of the you know, the fairy tales and the myths that I'm a storyteller, so I love it regardless. But what they do there, the writers, you know, the showrunners, they take the characters and the archetypes and they translate it into something different, I think better. Because we all, my age group anyway, I'm in my 30s, I'm sure anyone in their 30s and above, and maybe some in your 20s, grew up on watching, you know, Disney film movies and reading fairy tales where the prince or the man is the hero and the princess or the female is, you know, the one that needs salvation. And that's what we learn, because those things, they come into our head and they really affect our subconscious. And you know, the role the role that we end up growing up feeling like we need to play. Okay, we take that as inspiration. That teaches us. So little boys learn that they have to be always strong and they have to be the ones saving the day. And little girls learn that they have to be really gentle and really elegant and let the man save, you know, be the savior. And women growing up, little children to women growing up with an essence of strength and heroism and, you know, fire in their ass, and like just wanting to go and do and conquer and create and save and pursue and ask a guy out and not wait for them to call, you know. They either feeling like there's something wrong with them. It's very subtle and it's very subconscious. Like it's really, really deep. It's like a very deep archetype that kind of sits there that we grew up on it. We've been eating it basically all our childhood. Feels bad about ourselves, and little boys growing up to being men, when they encounter a woman like that, they find her either aggressive or strange, or there's something wrong with her behavior. She's not gentle enough, she's not delicate enough, she's not waiting for me to do. I want to be the active force, I want to be the one who initiates, I want to do. She needs to sit and wait for me to do it and initiate. And I'm like, excuse me, who made me a sponge? To sit and wait. Like, I have life in me, I have passion in me, I have creativity in me, I have strength in me, I have heroism in me. I want to go and do and save the day and be your hero, right? You don't always have to be my hero. You can also be my hero, but you don't always get to be that. I want to be cool too and shoot arrows and, you know, and slay dragons. I don't want to slay dragons. I love dragons, but you know what I mean. Like it's Snow White that waits for I'm sorry, it's the Sleeping Beauty that waits for Prince Charming to kiss her, and it's Rapunzel that waits for the knight to save her from the tower. I mean, you have all this hair. You could have just slid down, but the writer wrote you as pathetic. You know what I mean? Like. So, to make a long story short, that show just makes the female characters into it just brings them into their power in a way that is not apologetic and not weird. There's not even once where a guy says, "Oh, you saved me? I can't believe it. How can I show my face again?" No, it's like, it's regular. It's not something bizarre. She's not being aggressive. She's being strong, right? If a man goes and does, then he's the hero. But if a woman goes and does, then she's a little too much, and a little too assertive, and a little bossy. I mean, come on, snap out of it. Now, what happens is, as we grow with it, you know, as kids, this is what those fairy tales and legends and myths kind of fed us. We grow up with it, and we think we're detached from it. And then there's, you know, there's feminism, and there's modern society, and there's, you know, equality. But then, in the little things, we're still unsure, right? Because it still sits there. So our conscious knows, men know that women should be allowed and entitled, and it's completely legitimate for a woman to be in her power. And women know that they don't have to sit around and wait for the guy to initiate or to do, okay? But it's here. Over here, when that actually happens, everybody feels weird. I can't explain it, it just feels weird. I can't explain it, it just feels weird. I know I'm supposed to be strong and kind of own up to it, but it's kind of weird that he would let me do that and he didn't initiate it first. Or, I know she's, you know, modern woman and feminism and all, but I kind of like to feel that I'm the one who's doing this and that, and she did it for me, and now it kind of made me feel small. And like, no, we won't say it out loud, but people always feel it. So I feel like my generation is kind of screwed. You know, people in their 30s and in their 40s kind of live in the middle. They're kind of the in the transition between, we grew up learning that this is the gender description, But our adult life and our society teaches us, and rightly so, that we need to expand our consciousness, and that we're all capable of being yin and yang. We're all feminine and masculine, which is just our nature. It's very much true. But it's not what we've been taught, and our subconscious is so strong. So we have this like constant inner conflict. So we never really know what we're supposed to do. Especially, I'm referring to love because it's most confusing in love, right? So that show teaches little girls who are watching it, and teaches little boys that are watching it, that a woman that holds a sword and saves the man, she's the hero. Oh, that's totally regular. Okay, it's totally cool. So the day after, if he gets bullied by bullies, and she comes and stands up against them and saves him and helps him, he's not ashamed or shy, or he's not mad at her. And even the bullies don't think it's weird. They're not going to tell him, "Oh, you need a girl to save you." No, because they also watch the show. They should watch the show anyway. You should totally watch. Yeah, if you're raising a bully, sit them down in front of that. They'll learn. Sit all your children in front of Once Upon a Time. Teach them. It's just, it creates such a wonderful aspect to the ancient archetypes. It kind of strips away the patriarchy, the chauvinism, just the bullshit. It strips it off and leaves the magic. And speaking of, this channel is about, making magic out of our life, right? So obviously when we talk about fairy tales, there's a lot of magic going on there. And the writer seems to really know the essence of magic. For example, they keep saying magic always comes with a price. It's very true. Energy isn't added or reduced out of nowhere. There's a certain amount of energy in the world. When you cast a spell or create a magic, you take energy from something else and you put it in something else, okay? So the justice of karma, it doesn't allow you to take from someone else or something else. If you put energy into manifesting something very specific, like literally cast a spell, you take energy from somewhere else in your life, and you never truly know what the price is. That's why I don't teach spells or how to create magic or anything of that sort, because you have to be so damn responsible and aware of what it is that you're doing, and that's not something you just learn from videos on YouTube. Okay, it's something that you learn the hard way, from experience of doing things and paying heavy prices. Okay, I don't want to be the one teaching someone how to do something and then they're going to pay a price in their life, and they're not, maybe they'll make the connection, maybe they won't, but that's just the laws of physics. It's just the laws of physics. We can play with where we put the energy or the shape of it, but not the quantity of it. If you want to do more in your life, you need to first work on creating more energy for yourself. For yourself. Most especially before you start casting spells. Okay? Because before you take energy from you to put it on something, make sure you have spare. Make sure you have spare. And that goes into things that you would never even imagine, including what you eat. When you, for example, eat meat, it's a very condensed, low frequency type of energy. It really weakens you and take your energy levels down. Okay, you want to raise your frequency and raise your energy so you could actually manifest. Just ask and it happens. It's a combination of so many things. Before you actually write something down on a piece of paper and burn it and like magic. It's a craft for life. It's something that starts from when you wake up until you wake up, because it includes your dream space. Okay, so all of you out there, you know, watching YouTubers and reading books about how to cast spells, you need to be a physicist and an energy worker and super conscious, and the magic doesn't start with the ceremony and ends in the ceremony. It starts with everything you do, down to your breath and the way you blink. And it ends with, who knows what was taken in order for you to receive. I don't know. It's your life. Okay, so that, I'm sorry, that was just a rant coming. Oh, I was saying it because, you know, the show speaks of magic stuff. And for example, they say magic always comes with a price. I'm like, oh, I wish people knew that. Or I wish people who teach magic would be responsible enough to A, know it themselves, right? And I bet there are wonderful magicians and witches out there that creates wonders for themselves and in their life. And you know, manifest their world and their inspirations and aspirations and make their dreams come true, and that's amazing. But if they're doing that in a way that, you know, expands their existence and not constantly takes at the expense of something else, it's because they're also doing other things really, really right, from the things they eat to how they treat other people and how they treat themselves, to their energy, to how they relate to the stars and the sun and the moon. It's like, it's just, you have to be a sponge for energy. And you also need to have a very good screening for negative, to screen out negative energy. It's constant work. It's constant awareness. And it's a state of mind that is always alert. Okay, so I wish if there's a witch that is watching me right now who is an amazing, powerful manifestor, and you're teaching others how to do it, please make sure that the people who listen to you also know all the backstory of what it's about, and that they are aware, you know, it needs to come with a warning, a tag. Hey, by the way, magic comes with a price. Be responsible for people. I'll never do that on YouTube. And if I like, I will teach things. People will come to me for mentorship, where I know it's a process that I'm working with someone, and only when I truly feel and know that they're ready, that's when I take them to the next level, but not a second before that. God, the process, it starts with your deepest psychology, with the basement floor of your existence, before you reach the 22nd floor of manifestation and everything that you want happens. And even then, it's not how it works. Once you get to that floor, you no longer want to be in it because you're so conscious and aware, you no longer care. Your ego is dissolved. Okay, it's also part. Once you learn how to make magic, you no longer want to do it because you just want to live. You just want to live through your human existence, your human experience. Anyway, I really sidetracked. Okay, back to Once Upon a Time. They teach little girls how to be heroes, and they teach little boys how to also be heroes. And they teach both how to sometimes rest as well. And other than that, it's super, super fun because it has, you know, fairy tales and magic and legends and all our favorite characters. So that was it. A few words about, hey, Uranus is in Taurus and Mercury is retrograding in Pisces. I'm not scared of this metro. I'm not scared of this retrograde in Pisces. I know people are like, I think it's magic time. Pisces is the magic. It's the ocean. It's the realm of the water, of the esoteric, of the dream. Mercury is our communication, right? So seemingly we're underwater. So communication is like stuck, like, whoa, we can't talk. But that's only if you think in, you know, 3D. Communication is also telepathy. Communication is also channeling messages. Communication is the dream realm. It's a different realm. It's a different dimension of communication. So when we are retrograding with our communication beneath the sea, by the way, mundane means also beneath the sea, in the bottom of the ocean, that's where our mind is forced to shut the F up. That's when our left lobe is forced to shut the F up and our right lobe is awakening, because we have to use all the other aspects of our communication now, right? Because the regular channel of communication can't function because we're underwater, so we can't talk with our brain. We have to feel and sense and echo it outside, not necessarily using the element of air. Well, can't use the element of air because we're underwater. So I think this next month will have us go really down to our subconscious. We will recall things, understand things. Things will surface up from, like, you'll be like, where did that came from? How did I just remember that? I'm like, what? And why am I feeling this? And where am I getting this intuition from? You'll start feeling things. You'll start feeling people. You'll start feeling yourself, understand yourself better, not from an analytical place, like not from a processing place, mental processing, but like from, you'll be processing from the heart. You'll just feel your existence better, deeper, surrender to it. The more you'll try to fight it, the more you'll drown. Instead of drowning in the ocean, dive into the ocean, right? This is where the game, Pollyanna game, the happy game is coming in. Oh, you're feeling like you're sinking down to the bottom of the ocean. Instead of fighting it and be like, oh, I'm drowning, be like, oh my God, magic is pulling me down to the bottom of the ocean. I'm going to discover so many wonderful things. Great time to have deep, truthful conversations with people in our life, to understand things, to seek forgiveness and to seek understanding. Wonderful time to express ourselves emotionally, truthfully, from the heart space and not from the mind space. Great time to remember dreams that you've set aside and that you kind of maybe buried. I'm part of the the community that says that it's probably best to not make really strong, swift, shifting decisions. And because, okay, underwater, right, you feel like you're walking straight, but you don't even know that you're inside a whatchamacallit, marbolet. When it goes around, like the current is going in cycles, in circles. So you think you're walking straight, but you're moving straight, but you don't really know because there's no turns. You're in the ocean. Everything is one big 360 water. So you end up actually finding yourself in the same spot because you were swimming in a circle and you didn't even know. You thought you were taking a ride, but it just brought you back here. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to try a left, but then it brings you it's like there's no point, so just float. Just float. And allow the magic to cast a spell on you for a change. Us constantly trying to manipulate and control the universe and the opportunities that we receive and the things that happen. It is so arrogant, and it's like completely missing the point. If you trust in that magic exists, then trust in magic. Trust it to know how and when to come to you and kind of present itself to you. And when magic presents itself to you and you're not like forcing it, think of magic as an entity. Why would you want to force it? Would you want to have anyone force you to do something? Waste your time and energy on something that you didn't plan on doing. It's like, oh, now I'm being called here. Oh, shoot, I have to do this, but it's not right for you. How can I explain this? It's not right for you. Okay, she's burning a piece of paper. I have to. But imagine that entity just presenting itself to you and be like, hey, I have something to give you. Then you know there's no price. It's a gift. But for that, you have to honor it. That's why I don't wish for things and I don't pray. Not because I don't believe. I nothing but believe, okay? I believe in everything until proven wrong. Most people don't believe in anything until it's proven to be right. I believe in everything until it's proven to be wrong. And even then, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I believe, if I really believe, and I know there's something divine, and an order to things, and a light to things, and that there's a higher self in me and above me, right? We're familiar with the 7 chakras for the energetic body that is correlating with the physical body, but above it, there's actually about, I believe, 4 or 5 more chakras at least that I can think of, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then after the 11, there's the 12, that's like completely other dimensions, okay? So Our higher self knows what's up. It's out there in the other chakras above the crown chakra. Okay? It knows what's up. Let it do stuff for you. And also, you have your hands, you have your legs that were given to you by this existence, by this divine thing that you believe in. You are divine. We keep saying, oh, we are a part of God, we are divine, we are the creators of our life. So why do you wish and pray? Go and do. What I do, I practice gratitude. I say thank you for what I have, and that doesn't mean I settle for just what I have. Anything beyond that that I also want and aspire to, I wake up in the morning and I think, I don't wish for it, I don't pray for it, I just say, what can I do today to get myself closer to fulfilling my dream or to getting the thing that I want to get? What can I do? I wish it from myself, to give it to myself, right? If you're the creator, if you are divine, leave that divine to do its thing for you when it needs to. And use your own divinity and your own godlyhood and wish for things from yourself. You want more money? Go make more money. Be creative. Figure out how am I going to do this for myself? And then doors will open, because when you tap into the God in you, when you're the creator, when you're the one who's wishing, that you're wishing from and praying to, then you're the one who can grant you the wish. And you're the one who holds the magic for yourself. And you're the one who gets to open the doors and channel the opportunities for that to happen. Just be like, I want more success in my business, so I'm going to go and do it. I wish it for myself, and I'm going to give it to myself. Because I can. Because I have my brain, and I have my eyes, and I have my mouth, and I have my hands, and I have my legs, and I don't need that cane. I don't need that cane. I don't need to wish from the divine, because I can. I am the divine. I am the hero, whether I'm a girl or a boy. Nothing that has ever happened to me didn't benefit me in one way or the other. And it doesn't matter how horrible it was. And some things I think back on, I still want to cry. But with that, I still know what was given to me because of that. Whatever that was to you. Probably several things. Our life is complex, right? A lot of events. That was an interesting book recommendation. Uranus and Taurus. Ugh. Okay, I'm Taurus, Sun, and my North Node is in Taurus. I've been feeling the electricity of Uranus for more than days now. Like, I know I'm not alone in this, because I know the community is feeling the same, and I read it here and there, and I listen to people, YouTubers, and like, I'm happy to know that I'm not alone, because I was thinking about going to see a doctor, because the cramps of my period was extremely strong. If anyone out there has a problem with me talking about my period, you exist because your mother had a period. And you will have children because you or your wife has periods. Women bleed once a month, so humanity can carry on. Respect that. And shut the fuck up or click out if you have a problem with me talking about bleeding once a month. I go through this pain. Handle listening to it. Thank you. So my cramps were extremely strong this month. And then 5 days after that, when that ended, I went down with a cold, a very strong cold, and my ears always hurt, like my teeth are like, and I like at night I get twitches. I get like what's going on with me? And I know what it is. It's all the energy, and I'm the early bird of energy. I feel energies come down before they come down. So if you're going through that, if you have strong placements of Taurus and you're going through physical situations that you're not sure, guys, if there's something that truly concerns you, better safe than sorry, go see a doctor, okay? But just know that these symptoms are something that a lot of people are experiencing, because it's literally electricity and innovation and shift to the earth. Taurus is earth, right? It's Gaia. So Uranus and Taurus is like an earthquake, but I don't want to scare you, because here's the thing. I'm super excited as a Taurus for Uranus. Uranus is expansion, it's evolution, it's expansion of the consciousness. It pushes us forward. It expands our existence. It wants us to be our own individual, unique. Okay, it's not about breaking your existence. It's about aligning you with your existence. So if you were outside of your path, not aligned with yourself, it will really try and put you back onto it. And if you are aligned with it, it will just raise that frequency and help you even more. Okay, so it's just about who you are. Who are you really? Uranus is going to ask you, who are you really? And it's going to expect you to answer with sincerity, and then to act accordingly, to be in that place and to live that life. Okay, so and it's just going to give you the opportunity and the tools and the energy to do so. And that's awesome. That's wonderful. That's miraculous. That is great magic that we all, sometimes we're like, oh, I want to tap into my higher self and I want to be aligned with my destiny. Well, that's what Uranus and Taurus does. Also, it really encourages us to take care of our body and to take care of our energy, and suddenly connect with nature and plants and herbs and herbalism. And you have more need to feel healthy, not just with your physical body, but also with your emotional, your emotional body. Just feel it. It's going to be a very individual thing. Not everybody's going to feel the same thing, because Uranus is about the individual. Right? So when Uranus was now in Aries for 7 years, it was all about the self. Who am I? What is the individual in me? How do I express it to the outside? Now it's going into Taurus, and now it's about the collective. It's about the earth. It's about healing. It's about loyalty and truth and heroism. Like Taurus, I admire my zodiac. I love being a Taurus. I'm so proud every time someone asks me what am I, and I'm like, a Taurus, because Taurians are, I'm not talking about myself, but like in general, you guys have the sweetest heart, and you're so loyal. And if you're doing something harsh, and you can definitely be harsh, if I see a Taurus being harsh on someone, oh, I know that person really earned it. Either they've been trying the Taurus like 100 times, and the Taurus was patient, and then it just had no choice, and then boom, and then it does it right. Taurus puts people in their place really accurately. That's why they wait so long until they do it, because they know that once they do it, they'll do it right. Hey, Israel's a Taurus. It's putting its enemies in their place every single time. From the dawn of the existence of Israel, only armies of enemy countries wanting to annihilate it, call to its destruction from day one. And from before that, before the existence of Israel, there was the Holocaust. And before the Holocaust, we were wandering across the earth with no country and no home for thousands of years. And now, no official home, but home was always in the country of Israel, right? Jerusalem. It's been, I don't want to go into it because people will make it about politics, but the loyalty and the truth of the Taurus, to be loyal to its existence and to be loyal to the truth, and being constantly patient and wanting to give peace a chance and wanting to give everyone a chance, basically, and wanting to live in harmony. But if it's poked again and again and again and again and again, and if its existence is in threat, then yeah, bye-bye, thank you. That's a Taurus. So if I see a Taurus does something, I know that it didn't start there. It started somewhere. There's a huge story that I'm not familiar with, because Taurus are about the truth. Okay. Anything else I need to say? I don't know. What should I call this video? Oh my God. Book recommendation, show recommendation, rant about magic. And yeah, okay, I'll figure it out. Guys, thank you so much for joining the Existential Shift. I am Morgane. We're in the midst of the energies of March, so all my general readings for March are already up here on my YouTube channel. I also did extra bonus reads for all the zodiac using the Akashic records and the runes, so all 12 of those are also basically I did 24 videos for general readings for all of you guys for March. There's 12 that are for all the zodiac that are with the tarot, and then there's 12 more, one for each zodiac, using the Akashic records and the runes. And of course, there are 12 more below in the link below in Vimeo. Those are the extended for the month of March. Over there, I do a Celtic cross and also runes. So basically, you have a lot to choose from. So link to the extendeds I will put below. Also, 2019 Ministers of Magic. We just started 2019, guys. So I dissect the year by the month. Every month, I do a reading with the Afro Tarot, the Celtic Tarot, runes, I Ching, and Akashic records, and I do it for all the 12 months. So I will link that below as well. Tarot Masterclass. I teach online tarot. Every card has its own video where I explain, where I really go deep and explain about the card. I already uploaded all the minor arcana. In the next, I'll probably in the next couple of weeks upload all the court cards. I wanted to do it right because the court cards are really complicated to understand. So I wanted to make sure that I choose the right way to present them to you. And throughout April/May, hopefully until May, I will also upload all the major arcanas. Here's why I'm doing it this way. I want you to go through a process if you actually want to learn tarot. So start with the Introducing Tarot, class number 0, and move forward chronologically. Now, if you don't want to study tarot and you just want to know the meaning of the cards that came up in your last spread, you can just separately choose this card, just this card, and that card. You don't have to take them all, right? You can just pick and choose. So it's up to you if you want to go through the real journey or to just know about specific cards. Right now, because it's not fully uploaded and it's a work in progress, it's at an early bird prices. So once I finish uploading all the cards, prices for each class will go higher. So if you do want to have the entire journey, I recommend starting now because there's already more than 40 classes. You'll have it at a better price, and then that way you will progress with it and get to exercise the existing classes. And then as we go, you'll get the new ones and then get to exercise them until, you know, you get the trick. Link to that below. I call it Tarot Masterclass Bunkai because Bunkai is the secret application of the exercise. It's a term for martial arts, it's in Japanese. And if you want to book a private reading with me, link to that below as well. You have half an hour option, you have an hour option, you also have a live video chat option with me, and you have the mentorship option with me. So that's for the heavy ballers who think they're ready. Do you think you're ready? I don't play games. Okay, guys. My seekers, I love you so much. I'm so happy to have you in my life. This journey of the existential shift that started a little over a year ago is changing my life. And I'm forever grateful for every single one of you that chooses to listen to me. I am not taking it for granted. I find it very honoring. Every single one of you out there watching, you have your knowledge, you have your experience, you have the things that you do, and I'm just so humbled and grateful. Thank you. Thank you.